Hey guys, the holidays are upon us, and if you're out there and you're a car guy, odds are you might also be a watch guy, and that could mean there's a watch guy in your family that needs a gift. Is it a son? Is it a niece, a nephew, a new son-in-law, maybe a father-in-law? What other guys are there? Brothers! It could be a brother or a cousin. You might want to consider sending them a VINCERO watch for the holidays. It's got a Citizen Miyota quartz movement. It's got a stainless steel case with a sapphire crystal so it's scratch resistant. Comes in a huge variety of face designs with chronographs for the more minimalist style. And it looks like it costs 10 times what it actually does. It'll make you feel more confident. People will ask you about it. I know that when I rock my VINCERO watch, people are always asking me to check it out. And I have got the best price for you on the internet. Hit that link in the description for an exclusive holiday deal from TheSmokingTire. Use that code in the description box. I got you covered for the holidays. Hello, boys and girls. This is going to be a good one, and you guys know it because, well, you saw the title in the picture and you clicked on it. This is 2017 Audi R8. What makes this one cool is that it's a non-plus. And the reason that's cool is because this one is done by VF Engineering, our favorite exotic car supercharging company. And this is the VF 800 kit on the R8. So get this, right? The Audi R8 non-plus, 540 horsepower. Audi R8 plus, 600 horsepower. The only difference between those cars is an ECU tune, which VF Engineering will happily sell you, and you can install it at home using like a Cobb access port. Very cool, okay? That gets you to 600. Now, we have an Eaton TVS 2300 supercharger, intercooled on an otherwise completely stock vehicle. On a Mustang dyno, it makes 600 horsepower at all four wheels, and on a dyno jet, it makes 670 horsepower at all four wheels, and that's on 91 octane with no additives or anything like that. So here we are on one of my favorite roads, and now we're gonna have a go. So I've driven their Huracans before, and they are fast and crazy. The VF 800 and 900 Huracans have always been some of my favorite tuner cars, but for one reason or another, I've never gotten to drive them on my favorite road. It's always been a scheduling thing or a location thing. Here we are on my favorite road in this area, when I'm so glad I get to match the road to the car so perfectly here. I love the R8 in general. You know, it's got the power and the performance of the Huracan, but it's so much more spacious and comfortable. It rides better. It's just big enough that you can use it as a car. I drove one across the UK on the NBC Sports Show. It was very good. So, how does it feel with 800 horsepower? Still Starship Enterprise. It's still Starship Enterprise. The problem is, I'm pretty sure I have traction control on, and it's limiting. It's limiting me. Now it's off, and let's try that again. We're in dynamic mode. Oh, there we go. That's really nice. Stock exhaust, stock vehicle. The car is otherwise completely stock aside from the exhaust. So I don't know if these wheels on this are factory wheels. Someone can probably tell me. I didn't look. They had Audi center caps, but they're bigger like rims than I had before on the last one I drove, and it definitely affects the ride. I'm going to have to look at the size of these wheels. I feel like they're 20s or maybe even 21s, but the smaller the wheel you get on these, the better they ride. I can feel it. Jesus, this thing is fast. And it's so quiet or fine. If you're counting, I have been over 5,000 RPM for almost this entire drive. That's how free-revving this engine is. I'm just cruising along in third, fourth, fifth gear. Woo, doctor. This thing is out. Oh, that's good. So seamless. So the cool thing about this kit, 50 state legal, right? And it's 30,000 bucks. Whoa, that sounds like a lot of money. That's like a Honda Civic Si plus a set of track tires for a year. Right, I know. But you're talking about a 200 wheel horsepower gain, like a 40% gain in horsepower on a car that is already extraordinarily fast for about 10%. It's about 15% increase in purchase price, I think. So not a lot of cars will offer that level of performance increase for that kind of money. This thing's pretty ubiquitous. Nick Saran from VF Engineering, he told me that there are now 21 different turbo kits you can buy for the R8 and the Huracan. That's crazy. 21 different kits. They only build like 6,000 cars a year, whereas these guys, VF, are really the only people that are doing these superchargers. And he said he's had 0 failures so far. He said he's sold over 100 kits, 0 failures. So that is really excellent. Wow, this car is so fast. I'm gonna launch this thing. This is a nutty car. I mean, there's not much to it. Like, it's an R8, which is already nutty, with I think it's about 8 pounds of boost. It's not a ton of boost. The turning radius is not as good as the Turbo S, but this is fast. I love this interior too. This central screen here takes some getting used to. Not from the driver, but it's like weird that your passenger can't control the radio or any of that kind of stuff. You only have the one screen in the R8. When I get some visibility, we're gonna launch it, but it's fast. It's fast. Giggity. Gear changes are completely imperceptible aside from the sound change. You can't feel an interruption of torque. That's one thing. I mean, I think maybe Audi and Lambo could be doing this almost even a little better than Porsche. Just that utter seamlessness of the full throttle gear shift. It's very, very impressive stuff. Man, this car's got just enough Lambo in it. Just enough power. Well, just enough power. Who am I kidding? It's got way too much power. But I meant it's got just enough room if you're a bigger guy that you could use this car frequently, every day or a couple times a week at least. Okay, now here we go. We're gonna go back into sport and we're gonna do a launch. Let's see how it goes. Oh, that's not right. Is there a launch mode? Do I have to press buttons? What do I do? Launch mode. No? Maybe I just mat it. Just mat it? Oh. Wow. There was a change in camber in the road there. It kind of sent the nose around. But that was seriously fast, even without a launch control. I should have asked the appropriate way to use launch control, but if you just mat it, it still does a pretty good little... Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That was a huge number. That was crazy. Air conditioning, cranking cold. Temperature's all looking good. This is some piece of hardware. Not that I expected anything less. I've now driven, this is my 4th VF Supercharged R8 or Huracan Gallardo. I drove Gallardo, Huracan, 1st gen R8, 2nd gen R8, and they're all great. All of them are great. And they still have kits. You know, the 1st gen, if you got like a 2011 or 2012 R8 V10 with a stick, and you put this blower kit on it, woo, that would be what's up, man. That would be a great car. Really crazy fast. But this, I love it because I love it because of what is not there. I love it because it fundamentally feels exactly like a stock car, just with that horsepower and torque curve moved up. I like it because it's civil and it behaves. And then you go out to the runway and you run 175 to 180 in the standing half, and you know you're running with the big boys. You know, believe it or not, I know it's hard to say something like this to someone who isn't a super rich guy, but there is quite a lot of value in a $30,000 supercharger package for this car that just works. That's why I get a lot of calls and emails about these kits. People are like, those really work? Because I have a blah, 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 blah. And yeah, buddy. It just feels like a stock car. There's just more of everything. I like that it's not loud. You can always make it louder, but if it doesn't need to be loud to make the power, then you can tune the sound just to your personal taste. Or have a valve, you make it loud, you make it quiet, according to your usage. But wow. Good job, Nick. Good job. Yeah, 30 G's plus 30 G's plus installation. Installation's $4,000 to $5,000. It takes around 4 days. VF will fly someone to you. If you want to install it locally, they will send you a tech with a package, and they can install it locally, or you can have it done at a shop by you, or you can come to California, to Anaheim, and VF will do it for you in their shop. That was super cool. That was incredibly fast. Not exactly surprisingly. It was fast, visceral. One might even call it nutty, but civil and refined, and it's like a gentleman's tuner car, because you really, on the outside world and even in this car, at less than big throttle inputs, you just don't know it's there. And when you've got an exotic car, you don't really want a tuner car. You just want something to make it a little more special, maybe something to increase the performance, but you don't want to be driving like a tuner car, and that's not what this is. This is this just cranks up that notch to 110%. Oh, it's more like 140%. But woo! Check out vfengineering.com. The link is in the description. Supercharger kits for everything from R8s and Huracans all the way down to like E46 M3s and old 911s, and they may have a kit for you. So thank you to VF, thanks to you guys, and I'll see y'all later.